Entrepreneurs are a driving force for good, a creator of jobs and economic growth, and more importantly, a source of innovative solutions. To all the entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs, supporters, your time is truly now. Our theme is AI. And no matter what business you're in, whether it's agriculture, fashion, AI will have the potential to transform your business. Over the last several decades, the global economy went from IT, taking paper, making it digital, to the internet economy that we all know today on our phones, social media. But knocking at our doorstep is the AI economy. As you'll see over the next 2 days, we've attempted to bring you some of that. You'll see and interact with our AI co-host, Abi. You'll also notice from our screens on our content on our screens, those were also developed by our team using AI. Here's the important point. The technology that's driving AI is produced in mainly 2 countries. My view is that Africa's opportunity is not racing to develop the technology. The opportunity is to take that technology, implement it, make it yours, and commercialize it. You don't realize how big of an opportunity that is. An example of how we use it. Again, our team recently used AI to design the screens that we'll be showing you today. Imagine the possibilities. Imagine the possibilities of an AI doctor. Endless. So I encourage you all over the next 2 days to think about it, to engage in it, and to see how you can apply it in your own context. That opportunity is right at our doorstep. We are really proud about our ABH heroes. Over the last 6 years, our top 10 collectively have raised $180 million. They now serve 40 million consumers. Many of them have doubled, tripled, quadrupled their revenues. And many of them have started to do business across Africa. This is really important. Now, let me talk about our women entrepreneurs. More than half of this year's top 10 are women. 40% of our applications this year are from women. We are inclusive, but we're not doing it because we feel like women should be at the top or men should be at the top. We let the best entrepreneur win, and the results are speaking for itself.
As we gather here today, I think we're reminded of Rwanda's unwavering commitment to entrepreneurship. This nation has proven that through bold leadership, innovative policies, and strategic investment, we can create an environment where businesses not only survive, but thrive. At RDB, and in Rwanda in general, we've established a world-class business ecosystem that prioritizes efficiency, innovation, and investment. This is through forward-thinking policies. The government tries day in, day out to remove barriers for startups and position Rwanda as a preferred destination for business in Africa. We've invested heavily in infrastructure, technology, and human capital, ensuring that entrepreneurs have the tools that they need. And this commitment, I believe, has made Rwanda not just a business hub, but a model for how visionary leadership can really unlock Africa's economic potential. This particular event, this particular journey with ABH is a partnership that truly is a shining example of what happens when vision meets action. ABH's mission is to empower entrepreneurs across the continent to tackle Africa's biggest challenges through innovation and business. RDB's mandate is to accelerate private sector growth, ensuring that Rwanda remains one of the most competitive business environments in Africa. So you see that this was a beautiful marriage. Together, we're building an ecosystem where, as I said, businesses are not just thriving, we're scaling, jobs are created, and industries are transformed. 8 years ago, as Jason said, ABH itself was inspired by an idea born here in Rwanda. When Mr. Jack Ma attended Youth Connect at this very venue, he saw the potential of African entrepreneurs and was inspired to launch a platform that would elevate and invest in the continent's brightest minds. I know today's theme is AI, and we simply cannot ignore what AI is doing in the different industries and in our day-to-day lives. But I want to remind us of something. There isn't anything artificial about Africa's intelligence. Nothing about it is artificial. And I say that to say that AI is only here to complement our intelligence. Our intelligence resonates, echoes in the halls of history, our African ingenuity. If you go way back in history, you'll see that it all started on this continent.
It's for us to have a conversation about how African intelligence collaborates with artificial intelligence. AI sounds like, as Anita said, it's not a replacement of who we are. It's a collaborative tool to enhance who we are in order to achieve the best that we can for ourselves. And it's very easy. I want to start from an historical perspective, and I was very glad when you went there, because I said to Jason, it's like we had an exchange of notes. The reality is, when you look at the nature of who we have played out to be in the last few decades, it looks as if we were coming from a zero level to trying to innovate or create solutions, or because we had a season when we went to sleep and all we did was buy everybody else's solution from around the world and try to apply them to our lives. We sort of lost our way and lost our identity as a community of people who always were intelligent and found solutions for our lives. Think about the many generations of our people. How did we survive? How did we get here if we weren't intelligent enough to find solutions for our tough terrain? How did we survive despite the many different diseases and challenges that came our way? How did we survive slavery and all of the issues that wiped away a lot of value from us? Sometimes we must remind ourselves of who we are so that we never forget. And it's really important because we have not been very good at documenting our history. And a lot of the records of our history has been wiped away conveniently in many ways, so that a lot of our young generation who represent our tomorrow do not know where they're coming from. So my role this morning, I want to remind you that you are offsprings of a generation of warriors, that you are offsprings of minds that could think, that could imagine, that found solutions to how they survived the terrain that they lived in. Remember when a lot of missionaries came from the Western world, they died in numbers because of the sicknesses and the conditions and all that. How did we survive those same terrains? But we did. We had a lot of local doctors using herbs and leaves because they understood nature and they found solutions from nature. And they used those solutions to keep our people safe. You know, I thought of a community like if you go to Nigeria and you go to like Benin Kingdom, if you check and Google Benin Kingdom's history, you will find as far back as 1400 and something. Benin Kingdom had streets that were set with street lights, solutions, town grids and squares and everything that worked scientifically, geometrically, and you could understand that there was a lot of intelligence and thinking behind how it was sought out. How did we fight our wars and won? Because we created war tools that were right and applicable within the time and the solution where we lived. Success is about context. It's about finding solutions for the context of the time and the season that you live. That's just one example among so many. When you check through ChatGPT, you all raised your hand. Use it. Use it to find your history. Find the earliest universities around the world. Find out about universities that were operating on the continent of Africa. So many, many, many decades of them. Centuries, knowledge that was developed. How were the Egyptians able to keep mummies? How did they have the knowledge to preserve over time? We had solutions that cut across from anatomy to physiology to pathology to biochemistry to microbiology to immunology to pharmacology to surgery to endocrinology, all of which were relevant for the time and gave solutions that allow the world of the time to continue and be preserved.